Hi everyone, welcome to season 3, round 1 of our GT4, brought to you this season by our good friends at Simworks. Joined in commentary tonight by Mr. Damien Seeger and Mr. Wayne Losh. How are we, boys?
Hello, punters. Very well. How are you?
Yep, great to be here. Looking forward to a new season.
Okay, so tonight, round 1 comes to us from Watkins Glen. We'll have a quick look at some of the race info. Pretty standard weather, 26 degrees. Oh, bit windy tonight. That's quite common for the USA. All right, we'll get the boys underway on their rolling start lap. We've got Mr. Seeger giving everybody their instructions before the race starts.
At a professional level, of course.
Always.
Alright, guys, really good opportunity to probably warm up the tyres now, because I think these GT4s they sort of need. Really dodgy in the first lap, actually. Particularly the Porsche gets a little sliding, but it's a good opportunity to get some heat on the tyres.
Let's have a quick look at the grid for this race. Can you read that, boys?
Yes, that's quite good. We've got pole position, Jack Boyd, and in second place, Dylan Canto.
Third place, we got Moroz, Sim Riggs Racing, then Glenwood.
Raising up a level with Luke Claven in fifth and Mark Foster in sixth.
Ray Oliver in seventh, Glenn Boyd. Again, a little bit back further than what he normally is in eighth position.
Followed by the red hot Damien Seeger in ninth and Anthony Connors in 10th.
Red Hot's right. We got Pezzi in the 00 car. Next thing that's racing there. And 11th, and Jesse White carrying in position up top.
Over the page.
Just got to lick his finger and turn it, Washington. There we go.
Sure we'll get there.
It's a long outlap, so we're good.
This is part of the plan. This is part of our plan to keep everybody interested. Something to talk about.
According to the grid, that's all we got.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason it's telling us that there's no one else on the grid.
That's right. There's a really good mix out there. I can tell you now. I can see Mark Costa. I can see Matt Hardigan.
There's 27.
Graham Ellis is in the mix there somewhere.
I think there was 28 cars for race 1 tonight, so I'm not sure what's happened there, but for some reason...
It's focusing on the front 12, the important ones.
Did I make it? Yes, I did. All right, I'll agree with you there, Lushy.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Let's smash through it. Off you go, Lushy.
Oh, Attard in 13th and last year's championship winner Losh in 14th.
Mr. Ben Ferguson, Graham Holmes.
In 17th, Billy Martindale, Matt Tesorio.
19th, Ellis, 20th, Mr. Logan.
Aaron Maguire and Anthony Cuthbertson in 21st and 22nd.
In the third, Matt Hardigan. We've got Kyle Ridley a little bit further back than normal.
Yeah, he's normally up the front. Dutchie in 25th, another front runner, and Morgan in 26th.
Then you've got the Lioness. Hopefully he's changed that paint when the day goes into
Look at that. We finished it as they gone green.
Perfect
Look at
time.
that.
Well done, boys. Great effort.
Beautiful looking Palmer's livery in the Aston Martin we got there.
S. Jack's looking after his little Aussie car sponsors. It's good to see. Looks like Dylan...
Yeah, he's already putting the pressure on, isn't he?
Giving him the hurry up already.
Really good front runners up there with Jack Ford, Dylan Canto, Glenn Wood and Moz Moroz. Usually all those guys are pretty fast in these cars. Foz is there as well in position 50, did really well. Get up there. Including that Porsche as well.
What is it you like about the Porsche, Damo?
Oh!
Well,
not that.
I can tell you one thing I don't like about the Porsche, and I can tell you right now that was due to cold tyres. That Porsche is absolutely first lap out, but second lap, third lap, still really terrible. It seems to drop off at about the end of the third. After that, she's an absolute weapon, and I completely understand why Glenwood starts making his way through the crowd. It only gets better.
Unlucky for Mark there, but he did a really good job in staying clear and not running out in front of any other cars. Must have been really annoying for him to watch the entire field go by, but he did the right thing, took his time, and then got back on the track without impeding any other cars.
Yeah, I'm not too sure now if it was cold tyres, Greg. Maybe we should ask him. Was it tyres or talent?
I'm sure Foz will tell you that there was a blade of grass or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Or maybe somebody dropped oil on the track. I've heard that's always a half decent excuse.
And is Jack trying to break a bit of toe with Dylan there down the main straight?
Saw Glenn Wood hit the wall there too on the exit, which might slow him down a bit now. Damage sort of affects the top end speed.
A few of the boys using a bit more of the track through turn one. That they have to remember that they've only got 24 incidents in these races. Looks like Glenn's about to put a move on Dylan. Yep, Dylan giving him plenty of room to get the move done. Looks like Moz now is also keen to get past young Dylan.
Yeah, the thing about that McLaren, again, as we've always said in the past races, it's got the top end speed, which really helps on this track. But you do know how to drive it because she's a little bit of a pig, we'll call it, in the corners.
That's the technical term.
It took a while to come to because there's a few others that got in before then. But look at this.
Looks like both Kyle Ridley and Dutchie. Oh,
yeah, looks like Jesse might have gone off in the background there.
Might go back and see if we can find out what happened there.
Our first replay.
Oh, yep.
Is that the Aston Martin, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. A little bit keen through that turn.
I reckon it's too much gold. It's too heavy.
Yeah, it's one of Anthony Connor's. Oh, Jess, this way.
So you can't even keep it straight. Yeah.
I wonder if Foz has got any of their boys out doing breathos tonight, because Jess looked rather wonky there.
It's a funny thing with these cars. They've all got their own little idiosyncrasies, and I've driven the Aston a few times. I actually quite like it, but it's a car that if you're really heavy on the accelerator out of corners, it will light the back end up. And I don't know if Jess has driven a lot, so I think that might have caught him out there, because I think he was just a little bit too hard on the gas out of that corner. And some of the other GT4s, the traction control works really well and you can get away with that. But the Aston is actually a little bit tricky. You've got to be a little bit more gentle on the accelerators.
Looks like talking from experience there, Lushy.
Yeah, it took me a few races to actually really get a grip of it, and you do have to treat it different. Yeah. That and Mercedes, I think, are the two hardest on acceleration out of slow corners. Both of them break the rear end out a lot easier than, say, the BMW, for instance.
It looks like the boys at the front have sort of settled down a little bit now. Might jump back through the pack, and one of our newcomers, Cohen.
Oh, no. Actually, we didn't read him out. Oh, we did read him out, didn't we? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Seems to be able to steer a GT4 quite well.
Yep. attest to that. I was behind Cohen, as you can probably actually I was behind Pearsie at that point, but at some point I got behind Cohen Stadard, and yeah, he's definitely a clean racer. I think he knows how to handle the wheel.
So a quick summary and rundown of our top 10 on lap 3. We've got Jack Boyd in first, Glenn Wood in second, Dylan Canto in third with Mosmoros holding out fourth, Ray Oliver in fifth, Glenn Boyd in sixth, Luke Claver in seventh, Anthony Connors in eighth, Cohen Attard, the new fella, in ninth, with Pearsie rounding out the top 10.
We've got to call out Connors there a little bit, showing up in 8th position at the moment. He's doing really well.
And we won't bother with those guys in 11th or 12th.
There is Mr. Connors on track in the Aston Martin tonight.
Dawson's made his car lighter than Jesse's. Well done.
Meanwhile, Dutchie's moved up to 14th spot. Kyle's up to 16th.
And where is the Watkins Glen circuit, Damo?
In Watkins Glen, I believe. Just near the Glen, up the road from the bullshed.
After last week's Fuji question, I'm sure Mr. Losh has got all the answers this week.
This is good. I can see we've got a bit of a theme going on now. I get it.
Located in central New York, to be more
Precise.
be more accurate than in just down the road from Watkins, near the Glen.
That's the road from the bullshed.
I don't know how many laps tonight's race will be. We're on lap 4. We know we'll have a fuel stop tonight. We've changed the percentage of fuel in the cars, so no one will be able to go without fuel stop, so everyone will have to stop tonight. I think the race distance will be about 16 laps, is that right?
A lot of money there, Loshy. Big fan of the fuel stops. I think that it just gives a little bit of added fun to the whole race. It gets people thinking and makes you halfway through the race you start questioning yourself if your calculations are correct and sort of get some panic. Then that can be just me.
Yeah, no, I think I'd agree with you there. Don't want to give too much away, but I think my first fuel stop goes well.
Yeah.
But you're right, it does add a whole element to it. You've, you know, do you want to stop early? If you're back in the pack, sometimes you might be getting held up, so you might feel that doing an early stop and trying to undercut some of the cars in front can work. Other times you want to run right till you're almost out of fuel because you're in a pack that's going well, so it adds a whole different element to the racing.
Yeah, it definitely does. Hey, Mr. Producer, can we cut to the line S? We need to take a look at this paint job.
Ah, that's right. Yes, somebody criticised his paint job, didn't they?
Let's see if you got it right this time.
Oh dear.
That's boring.
Oh dear.
Come on, guys.
He's gone from one extreme to the other. I think we're going to have to get Damo onto this, Loshy.
Well, Damo is my resident painter, so, you know, I'm happy with the work he does. Damo doesn't mind doing a paint job, finds it relaxing and enjoyable, so I think we might just have to get Damo onto it, I reckon.
So that right, keep so painting it is.
That was a quick decision. I thought you might have taken a little bit longer over that choice.
We are streaming, right?
We are.
Yes. It is, as we're speaking of paint job, taking a look at there, it's one of the originals, I think, in the very first season he was running that paint job, painting trading colours.
Yes.
That's one, yep.
looks like some of the boys are making their pit stops. Obviously, some people will choose to run for as long as they can, while others are going to take advantage of an earlier stop. Might go back and have a look and see what Billy Martindale's up to. He's been off track a few times. Oh dear, oh, that's the wall, Billy. Another newcomer tonight. He's joined us. Usually races with us on a Monday night in the Mazdas. Obviously, coming to terms with the GT4s.
He's probably put the foot down and go, oh, this is not a Mazda. So get AMG power here. Put it in the wall. Lucky they're not real, otherwise would have been up for a lot of money.
Jack's putting a little bit of a gap out now. He's nearly got it out to 2 seconds back to Glenwood, and Dylan in third, right behind Glenn.
Glenn's made his way up from fourth position, was it? He's up for 3 spots.
Yeah, he's normal Porsche race for Glenn Boyd. Just waiting for it to settle down before he starts making his way forward. Meanwhile,
up a few positions as well.
Looks like Dylan has decided it's time to try and get past Glenwood. Not successful.
No, didn't get the job done that time. When you come up against a racer like Glenn, you've got to sit behind him and be a little bit more calculated.
Right, Dylan as he chases down Glenn.
AMG's got a few flames as well, Oshie.
Yes, I think that's new in the last build. I've noticed a few cars popping flames now, so...
Oh, hang on.
Spicy.
We might jump back because it would appear that something has happened to Anthony Connors. Oh dear.
Oh, he's at it. Tell him.
I don't know. Almost looked like the Porsche in front may have balked him slightly there.
Porsche in front of him was right on the wall and he really couldn't go anywhere else. He gave him as much room as he could. Any more room and he would have been riding the wall like a roller coaster. Look, he was unfortunate. I know what happened there. He's coming to that chicane. There's a really nasty bump on that entry. And if you've got your foot on the brake, most cars will turn. I think everybody will agree with that.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, why do you need a bus stop at a racetrack? You're already in a car, you're not about to hop out and, call for a bus. But you're right, that bump into that is very unsettling.
It's brought me out a couple of times.
So, Loshi, what is this track mainly used for, being in so close to New York? Is it a NASCAR?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Greg.
This is a setup.
Trust me, it's not.
No, I know. And like I've got to the right of me. I'm just giving away my secrets, like 10 track facts about Watkins Glen, and none of them really tell me what it's actually used for most of the time. It's a lot of road racing. It's built in 1948. They changed their configuration in the 50s because of a bad accident, but it does do a lot of NASCAR and a lot of road circuit racing. The Indy cars visit here as well. Yes, that's
GT4s as well. You sort of do a lot of GT4s here. Yeah.
You just jogged my memory, Loshi. So that bus stop that we were questioning was, that's now infamous because that's where Kimi Räikkönen ended his very short NASCAR career.
Oh, has he? Has Kimmy gone from it already, has he?
Yeah, he did that one race appearance with the team, and that's where it all came to a crashing end. Was at the bus stop.
Yes, I do remember seeing the footage of that.
Yeah, so there you go. That's why the bus stop's there, because it's the only way they could slow down Kimi Räikkönen.
Let's stop. Yeah, he's the. Look at that behind us. Let's go. Hey, I'm just watching here as well, just back to the racing here. The Porsche little challenge here is, I was pretty upset with himself because he can keep up with him after that spin. So he had himself in 5th position, was that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he'd be absolutely bleeding at this point, I'd say.
I might just work my way back through the field and see who's where. So there's Foz a lap down. That Luke Claver currently in 7th. Cohen Eddard's still holding down 8th spot.
Comfortably.
Then we've got
Next, throwing that in.
Mr. Losh, followed by yours truly, who was happy just to sit behind Mr. Losh.
Have a nice looking paint.
Followed by Matt. Go on, Damo, you told me off the
other.
Thank you. Aaron Maguire's next.
So Maguire and Hardigan, I know probably a silly question, but they're obviously teammates, right?
It would appear so, yeah.
Yes.
There's Anthony
How did you work
Cuthbertson.
that out, Damo?
Another
silly questions.
Another newbie tonight, Anthony Cuthbertson. He's raced with us previously in the Mazdas. Good to see him back in the GT4s. In the Beamer tonight, I'm sure Loshy would be able to give him some valuable information on why not to use that car next time at this track.
So I reckon I know what you might say.
Honestly, hats off to Ray Oliver. He does a really good job in it. It's not my cup of tea. I don't think you'll see me in it again this season. But yeah, just doesn't seem to suit my driving style, or I just don't like it.
We've got Ray Morgan back in the field tonight too, which is good to see. Ray hasn't raced with us for a little while, but good to see him back.
Love that JPS paint. Absolute favourite of mine.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, M3, the M3 BMW back in the day used to run that out of Bathurst. James Hardy.
Just very classy looking, just
Love
the
it.
black to gold. Yep.
Yep.
And the wheels, he's really done well with matching those wheels up to it.
Good on you, Ray.
So everyone's taking pit stops now. Oh, who's this?
That'll be Mr. Seger and his Repsol GT4 Porsche Cayman.
Okay, next. Oh,
Hang
no
on,
one
still
told Damo that Repsol's about motorbike racing and car racing.
I was going to say, Damo, you spent hours on that paint job only to work out that it's actually GP. Is that right, or?
Well, when I was looking at it, it only had 2 wheels. Turned it around the other side, there was another 2 there.
So Dutchy's run forward seems, looks like he may have pitted, but hasn't really sort of made a lot of ground up through the field so far.
In early Dutchy, yeah, there was an incident I do remember. Well, Dutchy was really quick. I know he came up my tail quite quick and passed me with no issues at all. Again, another guy that's just improved immensely. Making his way through. There's that heavy gold machine.
I think
putting things in the track.
I was going to say, I think the problem with Jesse in this race was that he wore as much gold bling as what his car had, which definitely slowed him down. Then after Jesse, we've got Ben Ferguson.
Yeah.
In the Duo Trading Mobile.
Great job. Absolutely love it. Something about black and hyper yellow, isn't there?
And then obviously Matt Hardigan's pitted, so he's now back behind Ben.
He's just going for more airtime. He knew at this particular time would be running through the field, so he thought, I'll quickly jump in the pits and they'll mention me a second time.
They've got Keith Logan and Dave Gogol. Dave obviously decided not to change his paint job.
The crayon paint job.
Google paint job. G-O-G-O-L-L.
So then we've got Darren Linus, who really just does need to lift his game with his paintwork.
I reckon it's could be carbon, so you might have tried a little bit.
Yeah, I think it is a carbon fibre finish.
Yeah, but
Not having a very good night either. Darren finished in the top 10 of last year's.
Oh dear, oh
that's
dear,
a
oh
header.
dear.
Yeah, that might be a broken thumb right there.
I think that's. We'll go back and have a look at that. I think that's Billy again, Billy Martindale.
What's he done?
Got it wide.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy, that's going to cost.
Yeah, that's broken.
And followed by Kyle Ridley.
Moved himself nicely out of the way though. That's good. You know what? I just think that the BMW wasn't made for this track, Hoshi, because to see Kyle Ridley so far back as well and not qualifying well, it's probably one of those tracks that just didn't work for that car.
Yeah, and maybe it's just a car that Ray really likes because, as I said, I think he drives it almost every round, and a little bit like Glenn in the Porsche, you know. I don't think the Porsche is suited for everywhere, but Glenn just drives it really well, and maybe that's the sort of same thing with Ray.
You say at this point that Jack Boyd was running about a second quicker than the majority of the field?
Yeah, he's got quite a considerable gap to.
Is that Jack and Glenn in first and second, is it?
I believe so.
Yes, yes.
Very good. Has Glenn, they both pitted?
No, so in the column on the right-hand side, we can see when everybody has actually pitted. So,
Got it, yep.
It's actually Glenn Wood and Ray Oliver at the moment, just leaving the pits.
Moz has already pitted on lap 10, I see that. That's interesting little...
Yeah, so Moz is actually the first car on track that's done his pit stop.
37 seconds behind the leader, so...
Yeah, I would imagine that a pit stop... The pit lane is quite long here, isn't it? So it's going to take a bit of time to do a pit stop for a bit of fuel.
Yeah, I think most people will be taking on about 10 to 15 litres tonight, so it won't be a very long stop.
Maybe a few of us will work it out by the second race that we don't have to take that much. A few of us.
I seem to have heard that same song many times. So Jack Boyd's just, as we speak, doing his pit stop now, which should... Up, and Glenn's going to follow him in.
So Moz will be the guy to watch, but I think Jack's got a fair bit of a lead on him, but we'll watch it anyway.
Now this is the part of the race that is definitely... Oh no, sorry Loshy. I was going to say, if we'd crossed the line then, that would have been my highest position ever. But
well, we're third and fourth at the moment. Let's just take that as being good.
So if we drop down to Glenn Wood, he's actually got ahead of Moz now.
He has too, yeah.
I think we should stay on Mr. Losh for his stellar pit exit as well.
You want to see what happened, or
I don't mind reliving it.
So this is Mr. Losh leaving the pits. Oh dear.
Oh no, that's...
Oops.
Sir, come back to the pits.
Unless your name is Shane Van Gisbergen, you're never getting away with that, Loshy. Sorry. Oops, did I say that out loud?
You might have. Maybe Shane might watch this.
Yes, that would have been overlooked. Quick, cut away from that. Don't watch that. Don't do that. But yeah, that was just a silly error. Over the blend line, had to go in for a stop and go. So I'd had a pretty good strategy and fuel thing, and closed up quite a bit on Damo, and then just had to go and throw it all away. So that was good fun.
So, after the pit stops have all pretty much played out now, it would appear that Jack's got nearly a 5-second lead.
Yeah, he's got 4.5 seconds or a bit more over Glenwood and Los Moroz. And then you've got Dylan Canto another 2 seconds behind Moroz.
Ray Oliver's in 5th. Glenn Boyd's dropped back to 6th. Then you've got Luke Claver. Cohen Eddard still doing well in 8th. Damo in 9th. And Loshi currently in 10th, but with a pit lane drive-through penalty hanging.
Yay.
It's a really long pit too, so it takes ages just to clear and wash it out. I mean, there's a few disappointments this race. We've got Boz doing so well. We've got your drive-through penalty there. Mr. Anthony Connors
Up in 8 and had a
Yeah.
spin. So.
Yeah. So there's a few disappointed ones. You got Mr. Holmes who didn't get to actually complete his highest position because he had to go into the hits. That's a shame.
Yeah, and going backwards.
Ladies on the back of Glenn. I think you'll find though at this time the Porsche will just sort of get away. Boys and pride and the moves get made by Claver.
And where are you racing next week?
Trick question?
No. Genuine question.
Your favourite track?
I have so many favourite tracks.
You guys might have actually raced an official there last night and said to me at the end of it that could we please make sure that we run this track in the NASCAR formation because you loved it.
Daytona. We are not having that last chicane that's been in there. That is terrible. Terrible. Could you imagine us in races, 30, nearly 40 of us trying to get through a pinhole? That's ridiculous.
It's Daytona road course, it is. Non-NASCAR variant.
Never say never, you just don't know.
It's where I got to watch a little bit of Mr. Addard's racing, sitting behind him nicely. Just trying to wind him in, just hoping that his tyres would die off because the rumour in the pits were that the Mercedes tyres didn't hold on as well this round.
No, they did tend to get a bit slippery, especially after I found after the pit stop they weren't as good.
So, lap 15, probably about 11 and a half to go. There I am tumbling down from 10th to currently 17th after my second trip to the pits, now down to 18th.
So Jack's doing it fairly easily out in front at the moment, 5.8 seconds ahead of in second position Glenwood, followed by Moroz in third. Dylan is hanging on to the back of Moz, and then you've got Ray Oliver in the Beamer doing really well in fifth. Glenn Boyd back in sixth, followed by Luke Claver, Cohen Attard, Damien Seeger, and Andrew Dutch has made
his way back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done well.
Well, he dropped right back in the field after the early incident around pits.
At the risk of repeating myself, we're going to go back and have a look at, guess who?
It's Billy. Oh, he's caught the grass.
He's caught the grass there.
But not
Good
the
slide,
fence. Oh, look at that. See?
but he's gone, you know what?
Whoa.
And,
He's done
parked
well
on the
there.
grass. Yeah,
He's moved
yeah.
well out of the way of the, I think that was Glenn Boyd. And
Let's look at the Toyota sign for a little bit.
he's, no,
Yep. Disappearing act.
he's decided that it was easier to go back to the pits. So,
On your Billy.
bit of a steep learning curve, these GT4s.
So I believe final lap, white flag out.
Glenn Boyd, comfortable lead, nearly 6 seconds now.
Jack Boyd. Gee, don't you
Jack.
start a family argument, Damo.
I said Mister, so we don't call Jack Mister?
No, you said Mr. Glenn Boyd.
Yes.
It's on recording. We can go back and
I know, I'm not going to
later.
argue it. All right, that's fine. Usually I'd argue it, but you know what? I'm just not going to do it this time.
I wouldn't do that because you have Glenn on the phone. I mean, Glenn would quite. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to take the win, but I don't know that Jack would be.
Jack learnt from somebody, right? So I dare say would have been Mr. Glenn Boyd, but he's picked up the time, no doubt.
I'm sure Glenn would agree with that.
Yeah, exactly.
But a faultless race by Jack, which is not uncommon.
No, he hasn't raced with us for a while, and he certainly came back and.
Yeah, he has, but Glenn Wood had the pace, so would have we didn't qualify probably up as high as what he wanted to be able to stick with Jack.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But certainly a bit of a masterclass in race one, at least, with Jack winning by nearly 7 seconds over Glenn coming home in second, followed by Moz, Dylan, Ray, then it's Glenn, Luke.
That's Glenn Boyd.
That's Glenn Boyd.
And good to see Cohen finish in 8th place. He held that down for the majority of the race.
That'd be his inaugural race with Cohen, wouldn't it?
Yes. Oh, squeezed home for 11th.
Who's that?
I've no idea. Bright coloured car though. Wow, sunglasses.
In 12th, Mr. Maguire. 13th, Ben Ferguson.
We're waiting for a couple more to get over the line. Dave Gogol, Andrew Pears.
All right, well, let's have a look at the results.
What happened to you, Matt?
Oh, there you go. So, Jack Boyd first, Glenwood second, Mosmoroz third. Can you boys read that, or?
Yeah, I can. We've got Dylan Canto in 4th position, Ray Oliver in 5th position for Frog Leap Juiced Racing.
6th position, Glenn Boyd. Luke Claver in 7th position. Cohen Attard in 8th position. And Damien Seeger in 9th.
Follow.
Running out yet?
Yeah, go on, Damo. No, you're right.
We'll get good at this one day, Greg. Andrew Dutch running out your top 10, and it's gone fuzzy.
So, me in 11th, Aaron Maguire in 12th, 13th was Ben Ferguson. Loshi?
Thank you so
Followed
much.
by Anthony Cuthbertson in 14th. Matt Hardigan in 15th. Heath Logan in 16th. Wayne Losh in 17th. And Dave Gogol in 18th.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Over the page to you, Damo.
Yes, Andrew Pears. Actually running the privateer team, but I believe he belongs to Synworks. He's coming in 19th. Darren Lyons is 20th, and Jesse White Carriage in 21st position.
Yeah, I think that ties the next one. Mine was
Paul Ridley in 22nd. Matt Tesorio in 23rd. Anthony Connors after his spin in 24th.
We'll run with Mark Foster in 25th for Foster Sim Racing. Ray Morgan, Billy Martingale after a couple of spins, I'd say. A little bit of a grass visit. And then very last, but not the least, Mr. Graham Ellis himself.
All right, we'll take a short break, and we'll be back with race 2 very, very shortly. Okay, welcome back for race 2 from Watkins Glen. The boys are just under the parade lap, the start lap. Put some race info up. Boys want to run through the grid quickly?
Happily. In first place we have Jack Boyd, and second we have Glenwood.
Third place we got Moz Baroz. Fourth place, Mr. Dylan Kendo.
In fifth we got Glenn Boyd, and sixth place Ray Oliver.
Going at hard, Luke Flavor and Andrew Dutch.
In 10th we have Damien Seagar, Aaron Maguire, Greg Holmes.
Jimmy Cuthbertson, Ben Ferguson, Matt Hardigan round out the top 15.
16th we got Mr. Logan, Mr. Losh, and Gogol.
Andrew Pearsie in 19th. Then we've got the Lioness in position 20th.
Safety cars pulled in. We got Ridley, Tesorio, Connors, Foster, and Martindale as they're about to go racing.
It looks like Alice and maybe Ray have pulled out with this one.
Inside line into turn 1, and Jack holds on to first place.
Yeah, Moz nearly got a really good position there on Glen. By the looks of it, which is probably the smart thing to do.
You sure that was Moz?
Yeah. He's the only one driving the McLaren. He's the only one.
Just when you said the smart thing to do, I was just like, you know.
Oh, I get it.
Ouch.
Yes, it makes sense though.
Coming up to the bus stop, lap 1.
Really tight place to race there. Single file. That looks like it.
There's someone tumbling down the leaderboard there.
Oh. Go back and see if we can get a replay of what's happened. Oh, and it's yours truly,
Mr. Holmes.
Were you jumping out to catch a bus there, Greg, or?
might have just been a tad unlucky there, Loshy.
Yeah, look, it's first lap, you know, rather than trying to run the gauntlet and go too wide. That bus stop, she's toy like a toy.
Yeah, I agree there. I don't even think it really matters if it's first lap.
Yeah.
You're not going to get through that bus stop too wide without both parties really knowing each other's there and giving a ridiculous amount of room. So it's
I think
simple pile.
Yeah, I come up against, I'm going to say it was Dutchy, and we worked it out. It's just you know, if one of you's in front, the other one just has to pull out. We've got to work together. So I've still got a bit of a tight crowd up here at front. Still got Mr. Wood and Mr. Rose tight.
Yeah, so lap 1, young Jack's already sort of pulled out an 8/10 of a lead over Glenn, but maybe that's just tyres. Meanwhile, it looks like Ray Oliver
may have got it done.
Well, I don't think Dylan's quite prepared to give it up just yet.
No, I'm going to put that down to BMW versus Mercedes. Yeah, I reckon Ray might agree with me.
Looks like
Yeah, a little bit of an over under too, but I think Ray did
Yeah.
go in a little bit hot, and Dylan sort of sat back and took a smart, fast race line as well, and over under a little bit as well. So
Yeah.
good racing by both of them there.
Cohen's certainly taken advantage. He's grabbed that spot off of Ray as well now, so
Yeah.
Up into fifth, that's a super effort.
So a couple of good moves into the bus stop there. They were too wide, and it looks like Mr. Dutch just pull it the right away. Worked out nicely. great looking cars, aren't they? I've got to say, with the whole of the racing, these GT4, watching back on the broadcast.
Well, there's not a cheap car out there, is it? They're all really nice road cars, and they certainly look the part with the liveries and on the racetrack, that's for sure. And I think we're running under the lights next week, and I think they'll look really good under the lights at Daytona as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's going to.
Oh, that was a good sideways action there by. I think that might have been Adar.
Yeah, that was a nice catch.
Yeah.
Caught the grass and got a bit sideways, but yeah, kept the foot in it and caught it. It was quite good.
Just going to jump back and have a look and see what happened back here with the Lioness.
Oh, it's his paint job. That's what's happened. Oh no, he's lost it.
He's kept it off the wall though.
Ooh, nice.
That's a very good effort.
He's avoided the traffic too.
Very well done.
Yeah, well done, Mr. Daz. Certainly expecting a different paint job next week though, don't you think, guys?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
If he hasn't got the hint by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got any recommendations, Loshy?
Oh, we can come up with something. Something with maybe some chrome in it that'll really shine under lights.
As long as it's not Ricardo's Hawaiian shirt, I don't care.
You'd race that. Yeah. Oh, Loshy, you raced it, didn't you?
I love it.
So it looks like we've got a change in position for second.
But,
Moroz is.
why is Martindale up there? So well done, Billy. After hitting those walls and spilling so much, you've done a really good job of getting yourself back up to first.
We're having some technical difficulties with our
I think-
scoring.
I have absolutely no idea how he's managed to. If that's a hack, Billy.
Well done. Yep.
Yeah, just let me know, will you?
We'll pay for it, mate. Yep.
Wow.
I dare say to be Glenn Boyd, Moroz, and Glenn Wood, which looks like the upside down Moroz, which is, they're going to look at his face enough. I guess it looks better upside down because I can't really see it that well. But they're having a great battle.
Yeah, so that's Glenn behind Moz at the moment. So I'm not sure how Billy's managed to get himself up to the top.
Good on him. Oh, that's wide. Yeah. And I don't think that's an off track. I ran out there quite a bit. Yeah.
I was going to say, I've noticed quite a few boys doing it, so...
yeah, there's
yeah.
no inks out there. Yeah. So that McLaren's keeping the pace, didn't say there's no problem at all. See what it does with the other straight. Hopefully a really good exit. We'll get into his slipstream now and see if he pulls the move. I don't think he's got too much distance between him.
So Billy's gone from first back to 26th.
so
It's probably
It
spun.
would appear that the scoring table has righted itself.
So yeah, what's happened is we've gone back to look at the replay, and it's taken another lap for the scoring to
Well,
Right,
look,
off and catch up.
unlucky Billy.
unlucky. But he did lead for a little while.
He did, yeah.
So according to
There
the
we go.
scoring, Mr. Losh, you took an early pit stop this race.
Yes, I did. I started back in 18th after my failed pit in the first race, and I felt I had a little bit more pace than the cars around me. So like I was saying earlier, I saw an advantage in trying to get in, get the stop done and get out and be able to run some quick laps and try to make some places up. So that was the plan.
Looks like we've had another unfortunate incident, so I'm going to go back and have a look. This is Cohen. That's hard. Oh, got loose out of the bus stop.
Yeah, too early on the acceleration. Nearly took out Canto, that was close.
Love that livery on that car.
Yeah, it's a bit like the JPS, isn't it? It's just classy, the nice glossy black and a nice chrome logo. It looks very good.
So that's seen Cohen drop down the field, drop down through the field quite a bit.
Down to 18th, unfortunately, so...
He won't be happy with that for his first season, first round.
It's tough sometimes, the smallest mistakes, and you just run wide and you might lose a plate or two.
Yep, just like that. Who was that?
That's Billy again.
It is Billy again.
Poor old Billy, he's had baptism of fire tonight.
Kept it off the wall that time, so that was good.
Somebody's put butter on his wheels, surely.
He's moved out of the way for the leaders to get through, which is always good to see.
Moroz and
Glenn Wood having a...
Yeah, that's an off track. That's a definite off track. We all know that.
Turn 1, they've really tightened that up now, turn 1.
Used to be able to run really wide there.
Jump onto the front of the McLaren. And
that's just eating it alive. I don't know what's happening there. I think Moroz has got extra horsepower, which he can produce by himself sometimes. Or Ray just got a really good run. Oh, no, he didn't.
No.
I think he just had to get out of it because he got the run on the outside, and once again that's 2 in a row. Moz has just taken the cautious and the safe decision there and just lifted and come back in behind.
How do we get him to fix his picture? Maybe we can turn our screens upside down.
I was sort of hoping that if we didn't mention it for a length of time that he might fix it himself, but...
Because we don't talk about it, but now that we've spoken about it,
Now we'll have to wait another 6 weeks. Good on you, Damo.
It's a great view, isn't
It is. It really is. I sort of forgot we were commentating for a second then.
Yeah, it is.
Here and enjoying the view and just...
Yeah.
It's quite nice to watch.
It's ranked very wide there, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, Moz has got the run.
I don't reckon he'll do it. He's changed Moz, hasn't he? He would normally try that. He's obviously smart. He's taking the smart.
Glenn's had an off track there for sure, of all 4 wheels over the curb.
But he's running really clean lines here at the moment, Moz as well. You know, if you sort of keep note, he's running tighter lines than the Mercedes. He's running it very clean, and just looks like he's got pace over at this time of the race. It looks like he has pace over the Mercedes in front of him.
I'm just going to jump back, boys. It looks like Andrew Dutch's run has come to an end. Oh,
that's Clay.
Yeah, it looks like Luke has just tapped the back of Dutchy there, and
giving a little bit of a kiss, and unfortunately he's spun him.
I wonder if he was heading into the pits then, which may have caused that, because he may have just lifted a little bit to get it to turn in, and the car behind may not have realised and just caught him there. So
yeah, it's possible.
Both of them there.
Meanwhile, back out the front, young Jack, nearly 5 seconds over Glenwood. Moz still in third. Still hunting down Glenn.
He's calculating at the moment. Mr. Rice just thinking about what he can do, and
it looks like the Porsche BMW battle back here looks like it's hotting up as well.
Yeah,
Porsche's got him covered for sure. Has to. And if it doesn't, absolute hats off to that. it's got the straight line speed, that's for sure.
Jump on board with young Glenn.
Oh, you'll like that.
I would have said something else, but sure, we'll run with young Glenn. I dare say Glenn's probably been patient here as well.
He's normally very calculated, Glenn.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. It's just he's backing off a little early. You can tell that he's definitely off the throttle a little earlier. Does he ever think he does? What's it done? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ray's.
I actually
See
think
him
Ray's
coming.
happy. Yeah, I think Ray's happy to see this Xtreem GT4 around the track, to be honest with you. I'll have a bit of a chat to him. Again, could be wrong.
Commentator's curse.
Yep. Let's see what they do here. Yeah, it's early by Glenn.
Yeah. Yes, you don't win the race on lap 7 of 16 or whatever it is. I think Glenn's smart enough to know there's plenty of time left in this race.
What's happened to Foz? How's he going this race? What does Foz's lap times look like? Can we bring that information up? Come on, Mr. Producer.
Okay.
Give us something good. Oh, there we go. That's good.
Oh, look at this.
That's good. Is that last lap, is it?
That's their best times.
Okay.
If you want to have a look at their last time, that was their last lap time.
Alright, so Foz is banging around at 54s at the moment, so you probably want to be more than 53s.
Yeah. So Kyle Ridley is into the 53s at the moment. Jack Boyd's in the 52s.
Looks like Damien Teague did a 2-minute 13. Oh, come on, aren't you going to comment say, oh,
I'm actually laughing.
well, obviously
was-
you've had a pit stop.
It was really well just inserted perfectly. It was really good, Lushy. Well done.
So I'd say that'd be due to a pit stop. I thought Damo would make everyone aware of that pretty quickly, but I called his
I
card.
was just
So at the moment, young Dylan Canto in 13th is the first one to have pitted.
Right, so he's taken the early strategy and going for an undercut.
Yeah, he pitted on lap 5. Kyle Ridley actually pitted on
No.
lap 2.
Yeah, and Losh on number 3. So actually, Ridley
Yeah.
and Losh were the first to pit.
Oh, yeah, because the other
Yep.
boys have all obviously pitted due to mistakes or crashes.
I dare say Canto will come out closest to the lead once Jack would where I was pit.
He's currently 43 seconds off of Jack, so it'll be close.
The average pit stop time by memory is about 36 seconds.
Yeah, so as long as Jack doesn't
Jack we trust. I don't think he will.
have
But that
any.
guy will. Who's that?
Oh, that's young Billy.
Oh. Did Billy spin, did he?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, he's going to hate us. Well,
Nah.
Billy, thanks for providing entertainment. Do appreciate it.
It's
Providing us with talking points. How does that sound?
so Foz has pitted. He's currently 16th. He's got Anthony. I might jump back and have a look at that. He's got Anthony Connors. There they are. Good little battle
Quite
pack
a little group. Yeah.
with Andrew Pears on the back of the
for the pack. What are we on lap number? Is that 9?
Lap 9, yes.
9 of 40.
So lap 9, no pit stop yet, or have they pitted? Yep, they've pitted.
Yes,
so
they've pitted.
That Porsche should be running pretty sweet at the moment. So Foz has got it in tune. I dare say he should be able to hold that position.
It's on board with Pearsy as he tries to track.
He's getting a nice little toe, isn't he?
He is 2-car tow. Should be able to make up some ground. Just depends.
Later on the brakes. Yeah. Nice line by Connors though. Up a little bit, Mr. Connors. Not really gaining, is he?
No. That's
How much horsepower is that Aston Martin got, Lushy?
About 486. See, if you say anything with confidence, people will believe you.
I reckon you might probably not too far off.
I'll have a look for you because that was just a totally random made
No,
up.
it's all right. I've got it right in front of me as we talk. We'll see how close this wash is. So we're at an Aston Martin 4.7 litre V8, 450 horsepower. That's 7,200 revs. So you're not too far from the mark. It's only got 125 Newton torque, which is not massive. Comes with the 6-speed members paddle tube gearbox.
Oh, some nice technical information there, Damo.
Yeah, it's just off the top of my head, so I can think of at the moment. But well done, Loshy, you were close.
Meanwhile, Andrew Pears has got past Anthony Connors.
He always says that to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We've seen a few people get caught out in that exact position, haven't
he's, this has brought Dutchy into play as well now. He's made up good ground on both of these boys.
we? See, it's benefited Dutchy and it's benefited Foz.
Foz, yes.
Has gotten away a bit now because these guys are battle. No, Dutch is quick, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do here. That's realistic, isn't it? We'll run with it though.
This is Anthony Connors. He hates this camera view,
Does he? Yeah, I've never really seen it on any broadcast before.
haven't you?
Nah,
Oh,
not at Bathurst or anything like that.
you really haven't lived, have you?
No. I know. But you've seen the here we go. Dutchy's getting the move done now. I thought he might. And that's one down and two to go, we'll say.
There you go, Anthony Seeger. I've gone back to a more conventional camera view for just for you.
Just for the realism. Well, you know what, Greg? I don't know if you guys have seen those racing drones that they use now, and they're quick. They're so quick. And
Yes.
they can actually probably keep up with these cars. No problem at all. And the guys are driving with the VR headsets there.
Yeah,
insane.
how they keep up and manage to, it's beyond me.
But
I was watching something the other night with my car. It was car racing. I think it was actually the two drifting in Japan. And they were using those drones, and they had no issues at all with just getting some really good camera work. So they're probably not too far off, I reckon.
But being in the industry, Damo, like you are,
Yeah.
it looks like Dutchy's about to try and put a move on Andrew Pears.
Feel a question coming up here.
the drone operators.
Yes.
I noticed they've been given the title now as pilots.
Yeah, they have. They're UAV pilots. They're not they're UAV pilots, so you do have to hold a license of some descriptor, but certainly nowhere near a pilot's license.
Oh, yeah. a few of the boys at work have taken the title quite literally, though.
Yeah, look, you can. Look, why not? I mean, look, at the end of the day, I guess you're a pilot. You are piloting an aircraft, so technically they could be right, but it's just what we call in the industry is a CASA, the government body. It's just a regulation that they've brought on.
Oh, Pezzi has spun. He's under a bit of pressure there from Dutchy, who'd made the move, and it looks like
It's benefiting from it.
Andrew tried to get on the gas a bit early.
Ben Connors.
It's spun.
Trying to get back though.
So
What have we got going on at the front there? It looks like we've got a fair
I'm
bit
just
of
going
gap.
to go back and see if I can.
Copy.
I love doing this, going backwards, by the way.
So.
So
He's panicked. Yeah.
He's looks like he's actually touched the back of Dutchy's car and maybe had to jam on the brakes and yeah.
Can you go to the rear chase view there, Greg?
No, maybe next week. I could, but I'll confuse myself, Damo.
Yeah.
It's old age.
Coming for us all.
So, what's happened out the front in all of this, Loshy?
Well, we have Mr. Jack Boyd with a rather large 9-second lead now, back to Miles Moroz, sorry, and then Aaron Maguire, Ben Ferguson, and Woods. So I'd say some of the other drivers have already pitted, and Jack still running it right to the end before he pits.
So looking at this, Glenn Wood is the first one to have pitted. He's actually pitted this lap.
Yeah, of the top bunch there, so he'll pull him closest, but still 36-second pit stop, and Boyd has got a 10-second gap.
So Ben is still running, but according to the Discord chat, I thought he had to escape.
Yeah, I don't know when that's coming up, but
I hope he hasn't left his poor wife, hanging. Why are you giggling, Loshy?
I think that's probably enough said about the Ben Ferguson.
Perhaps Ben will enlighten us next week. He might jump on the broadcast next week and explain to us all what actually happened. Yeah.
Because he only left for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't gone long, that's for sure.
No, that's definitely not.
Hang on, looks like Dutch's Knights come to a premature end. Oh, caught the grass. Oh, and he's
Is that Connors?
That's Connors. Wow.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with what Dutchy did there. It's just such a really crappy feeling when you bounce off a wall. You got no control of your car, and you hit somebody else. It's just so crap.
You know they're coming, and there's nothing you can do. You
can't do a thing about it.
Yeah.
So Dutchy'd be feeling pretty bad. Connors has probably just gone to the fridge to get another beer, I'd say.
And that was accurate.
A bit of a race of carnage, race 2. Quite a few people a lap down now, so.
Seeger's made his way up, hasn't he? Hello, guys.
Hello? I was looking from position 10 downwards, so I didn't realise that.
Seeger's made his way up.
10th or something?
He's currently running 7th, according to.
What I said on the Discord, did you just start in 8th?
But I mean, obviously we've had some technical issues, so I'm not quite sure that Damo is actually in 7th, but Loshi in 9th. The early pit stop has paid dividends.
Yes, it worked out rather well, starting back in 18th. You've inspired me to look up the specs of some of the other GT4s.
Well, I was actually going to crack one out before you have a look, or have you already had a look, have you?
Well, that's where I was going with you,
Okay.
inspiring me to have a look.
So, I know that. That's what how many horsepower has the Porsche got? Is what I was going to ask.
Oh, well, I went in the other direction, and I think you'll all be surprised at the horsepower of the AMG Mercedes.
It's a lot lower, isn't it? It's around the 4 mark.
You went the wrong direction, my friend. Whopping 544 horsepower in the AMG GT4 Mercedes. So I'm going to guess it's probably carrying a little bit more weight, but it sort of explains why it sounds so nice and why it goes so well. So, and the Porsche, I'm going to guess the Porsche would be in the mid to high 3s.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'll see. I'll run with the 410 and 420 for the Porsche.
The Porsche would be, or the McLaren would be the two lightest cars, surely, in the class.
I think the Porsche would be by far the lightest, but let's have a look. So you didn't look at the power of the Porsche, Damon?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well I can do that while you guys focus on the racing.
I'm just looking at the lap times, as we've got a bit of a battle here with Ray Oliver, Glenn Boyd, and Dylan Canto, but the lap times have really dropped off.
Maybe the track's wet.
Ben, you're never going to live that down. Sorry. I just wonder whether it's tyres or.
Yeah, but honestly, I ran my fast in that Porsche. I ran my fastest lap on the last lap, and the last 3 laps were all green.
Oh yeah, so Jack Boyd's done a 52.7 on lap 15.
Yeah.
Moz has done a 53.8. Wood a 53.1. These boys are coming over the line now. A 54.1 for Oliver, 54 flat for Boyd, 54.7 for Canto, and Seeger a 54 flat.
Yeah.
And Mr. Losh a 54 flat.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
425 horsepower in the.
Oh, it's 5 off. What do I get?
You get to drive the Porsche next week.
What have we done to Beamer?
Oh. These boys are
They are
certainly getting into it.
Yep.
Just a lap and a bit to go.
Yep.
Canto's looking for the run up the inside and gets the move done.
Vigorous sniffing.
Damo's just looking for somebody to make a mistake.
Bradbury, you reckon? So. Battle, but I think that Glenn's just put himself where he normally does and get out the front early in the last. Sorry, Glenn, to share the plan here, but generally Glenn will sort of get out the front with about 2 or 3 laps to go and just put down and break the tail and set a few boys up behind him to battle and break away.
So
maybe get the plan out the window there.
As they come over the line, 53.5, 53.9, 54.6, and Damo a 53.9.
Yeah, he's pretty good, Damo. He's on the.
He's very modest too.
Well, you guys aren't talking him up.
There's probably a reason for that.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, back up the front as we. Why is it whenever we go back to Jack. It always looks like he's driving in slow motion.
That's yes. What about Moroz and Wood? They're changing places too. That last lap.
We can.
Good runs there
Yeah, I
in the last
noticed
lap.
that Glenn had actually run off track, so
Yeah.
it's obviously given Moz an opportunity to sneak through. I think Jack's just about to. This should be his last lap.
Yes, lap 16, so
Yep.
you're probably spot on there.
10 and
Be,
a half.
looking up to take the checkered flag.
10 and a nearly 11-second gap back to Moz, who's going to bring it home for second, it looks like, with Glenn Wood in third.
Glenn Boyd and Canto are very, very close. Oh, look at that, a pack of four very close. Oh, and some goose flashing his lights. We won't do that.
It's the resident flasher.
Uh,
That's what they say. That's what I've always been called, the resident flasher.
So Kyle Ridley, Mr. Losh,
Give us a flash? No,
and the
mature than that.
Foz comes home to round out the top 10.
I reckon that's the drive of the day for Foz too, because I think he started in about 24th or something, maybe. So that was a really good drive by Foz after his unfortunate mishap in race one.
I reckon he's found his groove again in the love of the Porsche. Maybe that's what it is.
So there's the results, boys. You want to go through them?
Yeah, absolutely.
After you, Damo.
Thanks, mate. Boyd Racing. Jack Boyd, number 1. Well done, Jack. Good race tonight. Then you got Moz Moroz in
In third place, we have Glenn Wood, and then Glenn Boyd in fourth.
Dylan Canto and Ray Oliver, 6th position. Good job of holding that BMW in place there, Ray.
The one, the only, Damien Seeger in 7th place, and Kyle Ridley in 8th.
Who's that? That's Wayne. Wayne Losh in 9th position. The one and only Wayne Losh in 9th position. Good job to get back to the top 10 there. Mark Foster in 10th.
Aaron Maguire and Matt Hardigan taking out 11th and 12th positions.
And Cuthbertson, Matt Cesarorio in P14.
He always works it out that he gets to call Matt's name. 15th position, Dave Gogol, and 16th, Darren Linus.
Poofy, Keith Logan is a little bit quiet tonight in position number 17. Andrew Pears in 18.
Anthony Connors, after being unfortunately caught up in someone else's accident, down in 19th, and Ben Ferguson in 20th.
21st, we've got Jesse Carrick spotting the 777 aircraft number again, and Luke Claver in position number 22.
Ray Morgan, Greg Holmes, 23rd and 24th.
Andrew Dutch, Billy Muddingdale in 26th.
And Graham Ellis and Cohen Attard, both quite a few laps down, didn't really get the race finished. So that's your results for race 2, round 1, season 3 of the GT4s.
And that is a wrap for round 1. We will be back hopefully next week, and I will set the boys a task to make sure they've done their homework in relation to Daytona. And just a bit of a pre-warning to everybody, there is an airport close to Daytona, so be prepared for a lot of aircraft talk.
Piece of cake. Yep, we can take care of that.
We might have a couple of new liveries next week, Darren Linus, and we might even have to do a special livery for Ben Ferguson.
Might look like a towel. All right, guys.
All right, boys. Till next week. We'll see you on track.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
See you when
boys.
we're racing you. Take care.
All right.